Hello, people. Welcome to Main Event Boxing Talk, and I'm your host, Nathan.
All right,
I've got my co-host with me here,
all
Tom.
right, I stopped the video.
I've kept, okay, we're recording anyway. Welcome to the show, Tom. Can you hear me?
Hi, thank you, Nathan. Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good, yeah. Right, let's kick things off. It's been announced that Alexander Usyk will be fighting Derek Chisora on the 23rd of May. Good fight. And this is 12
Yeah,
rounds.
I think so. And
There's no belt on the
okay.
line. There's no belt on the line or intercontinentals or anything.
I think 12 rounds favors Usyk, don't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah. To be honest, I think Usyk will win on points comfortably.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, I don't think.
carry on.
No, but you go first, please.
I think Chisora is the sort of guy that will keep it, he won't stop moving, but I'm saying he's going to be eating a lot of leather in between rounds.
Well, I agree. Not in between rounds, but during the rounds, he'll be getting hit a lot from angles. Usyk is an excellent boxer, and he has an arsenal of different ways that he throws punches. Plus, he's a southpaw. What we have here is a classic matchup of a very good boxer versus a puncher, and we'll see as the fight goes on how the stamina of Chisora holds up against being, taken apart.
This is a nightmare for Chisora stylistically. With how good Usyk is. But the thing is Usyk's power gone up to heavyweight. I have to wonder. Against the bigger guys like this. He's never fought anybody as big as Chisora in the pros. He's never felt that kind of power before at heavyweight. So we'll see if he can take the power. Which is always punching.
Well, I understand your point, but I'm sure he's sparring with heavyweights now and getting used to that. But the power that Chisora possesses, if he connects, is pretty strong. So, but he's slower, and he isn't as good of a boxer. So I expect Usyk to be able to handle him.
But to be fair, Chisora has improved in the last year and a half. Tremendously. But I don't think it's going to be enough to beat Usyk. Maybe we shouldn't write Chisora off here. Maybe we're making a mistake doing that.
Well, he is the bigger man, and he is the bigger puncher. So yes, I agree with you. But it's about skill too.
Oh yeah. But I looked at the fight where Usyk fought Tony Bellew, and obviously Tony Bellew's nowhere near as powerful as Derek Chisora.
Okay.
So it makes me wonder. We'll find out.
Well,
all our questions will be answered in this fight.
Well, that's a good point too. One has to wonder. Usyk moved up to heavyweight, obviously to make more money. There's more money for him there. But was he also having trouble getting, below 200 pounds?
Yeah. I also have to question, is he got the same problem is he going to have the same problem that David Haye had once he gets to fight the really big guys like the Chisora, like the Joshuas and the Wilders and Furies? Is he going to have the same problem as what Haye had?
Well, do you mean, is he going to injure his toe?
No. Oh dear. What I meant was, is the difference in size, like people are 6'7", going to be a problem for him? I know he's a little bit smaller than Dillian White. But.
Right. That I would say it would be, but also he didn't have. I don't believe he has the power that David Haye had.
Oh no, he doesn't.
Well, we'll see. He should win this fight based upon his boxing ability, not his punching ability. And we will see, as you say, if he can hold up to those blows. That's the main thing to see, really.
But the sort of fight he should be having is against someone like a Parker. I think that.
You think that would be a better matchup?
Yeah.
For him? You think it would be better for him? I think Parker would give him trouble. I think Parker, would press him and give him more trouble, I think, than Chisora would. That's a good idea. That would be a good fight. I think that would be a very good fight. But I think choosing Chisora by his team or whoever chose Chisora, I think that's a good way for him to like get some more attention. I think he's going to score more. Let's put it that way. He's going to be able to score more off Chisora, and we'll see if Chisora can make fight through that and get a KO or do some damage. Are you there, Nathan?
Stacked against him in this fight.
I thought I lost you there for a second.
I said, do you think he'll get found out at this way?
Well, judging by his last performance and the way he was fighting, I think he's going to stick around for a couple of fights. But when he moves up to the big three, Wilder, Fury, and AJ, I think that's where he's going to come apart. Yeah. Because of what you said, because of the size difference and the punching power. I mean, he's not going to be able to get that. He's not going to be able to work his way inside as easily as he would with the guy who's slower and not as tall. It's just, the way it is. So I think he's banking on getting a title shot and making some money.
Okay. This is on the UK pay-per-view.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll get to see it here at some point.
Okay. Dempsey McKean, the Australian prospect, barely defeats Jonathan Rice, knocks him out in the last 20 seconds of the round to win a 10-round fight for 2 continental belts.
Right. I thought Rice ran out of gas about midway point of the fight. He was basically walking him down, and he dropped his left hand and was trying to power punch him. I thought he would have won the fight if he would have went to the body more to slow him down. And I think it was lucky that he got the TKO in the 10th round. It was more a case of fatigue as far as I was concerned. On Rice's part, getting tired. What do you think?
Give me 1 second. I've just got I need to speak to my colleagues very quick. Keep talking about this anyway.
Sure. Well, like I was saying, it was competitive, but I thought that Rice just ran out of steam was the main thing that I thought. Although he looked pretty good. What's his name looked pretty good? His name escapes me right now. The guy who won the fight, which was, I have it here somewhere. Let's see. Not that one. McKean. I think he was a better boxer, and I thought he was in better shape. But I thought Rice just ran out of gas. And I think if he would have went to the body, he could have even been more effective and maybe got the KO. There was a lot of holding by McKean towards the end there, and it was just a matter of the last man standing who was in better condition. That's what I think happened. So, but it was entertaining. I think McKean has a future. I don't know how much of a future. We'll have to see about that, because I don't think this knockout of Jonathan Rice was a spectacular knockout. I thought it was just poor fatigue, and that was that. He had had enough. Training.
Right, we'll move on to the next thing. Katie Taylor is fighting Amanda Serrano for all the belts. You talk about this.
Well, yeah, I've watched both fight. I watched Serrano's last fight, where she won the title, and it's going to be an interesting matchup. I think Serrano carries more power, and I watch the way she fights. She's very consistent with the way she throws her punches, and she's very sharp with them. I think Taylor is also an excellent boxer, but I think Serrano has an edge here of just to wear her down. Katie's going to have to be, Katie's usually in great shape. So but I'm going to give the edge to Serrano. How do you see it?
Keep discussing this at length because I've got a bit of an emergency work. I'll be with you in about 2 minutes.
Well, like I said, it's, in my opinion, I think Serrano is the superior fighter, just in terms of the way she throws punches and the way she turns into her punches. She can hurt you. She can also take you apart. Katie Taylor is an excellent boxer. I thought that when she won the title, the last title, I thought that she had actually lost that fight. So I was surprised there wasn't a rematch clause, or maybe there was, but they haven't exercised it. I think that Serrano here should be able to best Katie Taylor. And that's my opinion. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be May 2nd, huh? And where is this? In England. In England. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, we'll see.
I think Serrano is a better fighter, but I don't think she'll get the decision.
If it goes to a decision.
If it goes to the decision, I don't think Serrano will get it if it's in England.
Well, the thing about Taylor is she's busy. Serrano is more economical. She's busy too, but she's more economical. So if Katie is busier and throws more punches, maybe they may not be as effective, but I'm sure she'll get the decision if that happens. But Serrano has a way of, look at her last fight with Hardy. She almost had her in the first round. Was it Heather Hardy? I believe it was. She won the last title.
It was, yeah.
But Heather Hardy was able to hang in there, and Heather Hardy was a very good fighter. And she was able to get to Serrano to the body and score. So if Taylor is able to stand up to the power and throw a lot of punches, even though they may not be effective, she could get a decision.
If you're not well, you can't stay. Yeah, I think it's a very good fight, Come on.
I'm talking to my boss.
Carry on, Tom.
Yeah, it would be, in my opinion, a very good one. And but you're going with the hometown crowd.
Let me see what else there is.
Oh, so I had a question for you, Nathan, while you're looking for the next subject. How is the Wuhan virus, affecting attendance at sporting events there?
One Premier League game has been cancelled, and that's it.
And that's it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting with these fights if they have them on TV, but nobody's in the arena.
Oh, it'd be ridiculous.
Well, it would probably be pretty good without all the background noise to actually see what's going on, not let the crowd affect the decision or how the people announce them.
Yeah. In other news, Arthur Spilka fought Radchenko, and he got knocked down twice. And this is, I think, his first fight at cruiserweight.
Yes. And although I thought he was the better boxer, I thought the referee deducting a point when he had, in one round, he had Spilka hurt, and he pulled him off twice. And I didn't see anything that he was doing that was wrong. And he could have robbed him of a KO, or at least another knockdown. And so he got out of there, he was lucky to get out of there with the decision, even though I thought that he outscored him except for those knockdowns. But as a cruiserweight going down, he was a heavyweight that he lost before, right? Or was it super middleweight? I forget. Or light heavyweight. Did he move up or down? I forget. Come back, Nathan. I think Spilka actually moved up, right?
No, he moved down to cruiserweight.
Okay, from heavyweight, yeah. So he was getting knocked out a couple of times at heavyweight. Wilder KO'd him, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and Chisora as well.
Right. So it's probably, but that chin showed up in this fight, and that wasn't good for him. So it was a tough one for him. Tough night, but he pulled through. What did you think of it?
I thought it was, he's very shot, isn't he? And obviously going down to cruiserweight, his power is gone, hasn't followed him down.
Well, he got the guy in trouble a couple of times, but he didn't knock him out. But yeah, I think it may or may not be a good career move for him. If cutting weight is making him weak, he may have to rethink this. But being that it was his first, maybe his second will be better once he acclimates to the weight.
Yeah. It's not a good move. I think he needs to retire personally, or lower the level of his opposition down considerably.
Yeah, this guy wasn't that great of a boxer either.
No, he wasn't. He was decent enough.
Yeah, true enough. And he had some power.
In other news,
I don't know. Yeah, let's get to
Billy
other
Joe
news.
Saunders will be fighting Canelo. This is a long overdue.
Yay! Oh, God, is it long overdue. And I was watching Canelo train a little bit today. He looks sharp and he looks in shape. So Billy Joe better get into the fighting camp and start working hard. He's going to need his stamina to beat him.
This is only for the WBO and the WBA regular super middleweight belt, and obviously the franchise belt can't be defended.
Okay. Well, in any case, I like Billy Joe when he's in shape and he's moving and he's throwing a lot and he's using his boxing skills. The guy that's going to beat Canelo, in my opinion, has to be able to move, to be able to punch, hang in the pocket for a second and move out and keep doing that the whole fight and keep Canelo at the end of the jab. And that's what will work to beat him. What's his name? Kovalev seemed to show that ability, but he was drained until Canelo caught up with him. So Canelo's legs are not the best because of his surgeries and because of his style. So with somebody, Joe, if he's in great shape, this will be an excellent fight.
He could pull off an upset here. I mean, I don't think it's likely, but he could. He's a clever boxer, with his skill level and everything.
Oh, yeah.
He always turns it on when he fights better fights.
Well, the way it is you have to stay in shape even between fights. Canelo seems to be staying in shape because he wants to keep making that, he's got that contract with DAZN and he's getting a lot of money. So he has to stay in shape so he could be marketable. If he loses, and also he said he wants a third match with GGG in September. So he needs to win this fight. So they could promote that fight for September.
But I have to say, I can only see there being one winner, and I don't think Billy Joe's got it. I don't think he's good enough to beat him.
We'll see. Styles make fights, and we'll see. He could either make it hard or he could make it difficult. It's going to depend a lot on Canelo too. If he
Billy
can
Joe's
actually,
bigger. He's got a bigger reach, and a lot physically bigger and stronger. But Canelo, he's pretty daunting.
Canelo is an excellent boxer. He's not an excellent mover. He's good in the pocket if you're in front of him. We've seen him have trouble with other guys that move around, when he was junior middleweight. There were a couple of southpaws that gave him trouble. Two of them in particular, the one from Cuba and what's his name? His name escapes me again, that he won the title from, Trout. They gave him some problems at being southpaw and being movers. And Billy Joe being bigger and being an excellent, boxer and a southpaw, that's an interesting recipe for a good fight.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so Canelo on a late stoppage.
Okay. Possible. We'll see. I'm going to go with the decision.
Okay, next in other news, we've got Fowler against Tete.
Oh, did you see it?
Oh, it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Absolute waste. This guy comes out in boots. The boots don't look like they're
Oh,
his
God.
boots.
He couldn't.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
He couldn't stand. He couldn't stand up.
The boots didn't
It
even.
was a joke. Fit
Oh,
or not, he could. He just kept slipping and sliding. Anytime he stepped on a decal on the ring, he fell.
it
So,
makes you wonder, do they go up to Africa and say to these people who are homeless in Africa, do you want some money and somewhere to stay for the night?
well, I don't know if that was the case with this guy. What do you?
Oh,
I mean,
I
that's
looked at his,
funny, but
I looked at
you
his record.
know.
His last 3 wins have come against guys. His last win was against a guy who was ranked 1200 in the world. What's that noise? What's that noise?
Oh my God.
Sorry, that was my fault. Ready. Yeah, so the guy.
All right, I'll wait till it's over.
No, the show's not over. Hello?
No, I said I'll wait until you're done with that.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was ranked 1200th in the world.
Wow.
Let's see what's next, because that was just a complete waste of time. Huey Fury
Really.
against Pavel Sauer. This was even worse.
Well, he really corked him with a great right hand, didn't he?
Oh, it was a good knockout. But this is
Ah.
the same Pavel Sauer that took Jermaine Franklin 10 rounds.
Right, I've seen him fight before. But Yugi Fury looked good in this fight.
He was aggressive, more aggressive than what he normally is.
Yes, and he looked good. He's awkward too. I've only watched maybe one other fight with him, and it seems that he improved since I last looked at him. Now, where this is going to go, who knows? You know, is he training as hard as his brother trained? That's the question.
I think. Oh, you mean his cousin?
His cousin, yes. I'm sorry.
I think the problem is, I think for him, I think he's got the ability. I just don't think he's got it mentally. I think that's what it is. It's a mental thing.
Yeah, you know, I've discussed this with many fighters before, and I've asked this. There are these scenarios. You could have a great boxer who is really set mentally, you know, has all the goods, who has the right frame of mind, but he has a weak chin. And so, you know, it's this combination of things that come together to make a great fighter. And having a good chin, being strong mentally with the killer instinct, but also smart to be able to box and control your emotions, and power. Those 3 things are the winning combination if you want to have a long-lasting career. And so, you know, if one of those things go, it's hard. So in this case, if he's weak mentally, then he'll never get a championship.
I don't think he'll ever win a world title. I mean, we can't say that he may turn around and and win one. But I think he's just a contender.
Well, as of now, I would agree with you.
It's down to him. You know, he's 25. Did you hear the commentary? They kept referring to his age as 25.
Yes, I did.
And now they're making excuses for him. Is it going to be when he's 30? Oh, he's 30. He's still young forever. Yeah. They can't extend him anymore.
Well, he's got to keep winning. That's the only defense. You know, he's got to keep winning. And the only way he's going to do that is to keep training and train hard and stay in shape and really take it, you know, this is it, seriously.
He's lost 3 fights now, but all the fights he's lost have all been against world-class people, you know, Pulev, Povetkin, and Parker. They've all been world-class fighters.
Well, obviously he wasn't ready for him.
No, he wasn't. He narrowly lost to Povetkin. He narrowly lost to Parker, and he did get beaten up by Pulev.
Okay. Well, again, he wasn't ready for a title shot, in my opinion.
His trainer should have put him in. his dad shouldn't have put him in with that level of competition. I knew he wasn't ready. I think we all gathered he wasn't yet. Right.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I
Right.
would agree with that.
The other fight on this card was Carroll against Quigg. Quigg completely got destroyed by John O'Carroll. Good performance by Carroll. He put it on him.
Well, he did. He did, but you know, Quigg was trying. I mean, he was at the point of retirement. Carroll was stronger. He was faster. But you got to give a round of applause to Quigg. He stayed in there. He tried as hard as he could. He had the heart of a champion. He just doesn't have that level of fighting ability anymore.
The problem with him is that he, at super bantamweight, he was a force because he was physically bigger than everybody else. But when he went up to featherweight, I think going up to featherweight, when he got beaten up by Valdez a couple of years ago, he should have gone back down to super bantamweight. Super featherweight, he's not. He's not big enough to be a super featherweight.
When I was watching the fight as it was going along, I was watching his legs. And his legs looked shaky to me. Like, you could tell a fighter a lot by a fighter's legs, how they look, going into the fight, the condition of their legs, because their power is going to come from their legs. But when you get a fighter who's been in a lot of fights and you see that his legs are a little shaky, as he's moving or setting himself, then he's near retirement. And that's what I saw that was the thing that I first noticed about Quigg was his legs. And that his legs were unstable. What?
In the 5 years I've watched him box, he's never had a good chin. I mean, he's never had good defense. That's why his career's been cut short at the age of 31, because he's never had defense. He eats a lot of punches.
Exactly, and that's where it shows up in the legs. Okay, it's in part, that's the nervous system taking too many shots, right? Too many shots to the head. That's your nervous system getting overloaded with concussions, okay? And when you see the legs are unsteady, then it's time to retire. When those legs look, and that's what I saw, as I started watching the fight, I looked at his legs and I noticed that in his legs. So, and even Roy Jones, any fighter, any trainer will tell you that the first thing to go is the legs.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about
like a last thing that a fighter will carry with them, a puncher, is their power.
I mean, Quigg, he's retiring at the right time. I mean, he's had a good career. He's been a world champion. He's fought for a world title at featherweight. He's a good fighter. He proved himself. He defended the belt 7 times at super bantamweight. He can be happy. He's made a couple of £1 million. He's a millionaire off the back of boxing. Doesn't need to fight again.
Good for him. Then he should stay out of it. He doesn't need to prove anything else. Get out with your health.
And also, John O'Carroll he's 27. He's hardly had any wars. He's had his shot against Tenfar. I think John O'Carroll can go on and win a world title.
Yeah.
But not against the top guys. Only when a belt becomes vacant.
He put up a good show. And are you saying he's not like world class?
He is just about.
Just about. Okay.
And Scott Quigg is domestic level at super featherweight, but at featherweight and super bantamweight, he was world class.
Well, I say God bless him. Let him enjoy retirement.
But I think John O'Carroll he seems to be improving with each fight. John O'Carroll.
I saw him fight once before, and he looked stronger in this fight than the last time I saw him.
He's improving. He's 27. He's improving with each fight. From where he was 3 years ago, he's improved, beyond a shadow of a doubt. He's getting better every year. I think, obviously, he fought Quigg at the right time. A prime Quigg would have beaten him.
Okay. Well, that's the way it is, right? The up-and-coming, stronger, younger fighter takes out the aging, older fighter usually, right?
Yeah, so it was. Yeah. Let me see what else there is. On this card, we also had... Let me see what else there is. Give me a second. Where is it? Give me a second. No, it's not that. It's not down there. See what else is on this card. No, that's everything, that card. The next card, let's talk about the Joey Dueco fight against Frank Sanchez. Oh, dreadful.
I mean, the guy, Frank Sanchez, was so much bigger than Joey. Joey scored a few punches, but he couldn't contend with the boxing ability, you know, of the
Sanchez.
Cuban, and he couldn't, of Frank Sanchez, and he couldn't deal with, he could deal with the power. He took the shots, but he couldn't deal with the movement and the pedigree. It was just, you know, a better boxer against a shorter guy who was a puncher. Not that Joey can't counterpunch, he could, but he just couldn't get close enough most of the time to do it.
He's a good level journeyman fighter. You know, he's a decent fighter. But Sanchez is an up and coming fighter. You know, he's just too big for him. And Sanchez, you know, was doing the same thing all the time. But you know, when he fights better opposition, I think we'll see more of him. But I don't think Sanchez is going to be like an Ortiz or anything like
that. I don't think so. I think he'll be a good contender. If you compare him to Efe Ajaba, I mean, they were on the same card. He's a better boxer right now than Efe Ajaba is because he had so much amateur experience that translated into a pro career. That's why a lot of these Cuban fighters, they come and they're older, but their amateur experience equals so many professional fights, like 300 amateur fights. There's about 20 to 25 professional fights. So that's why they move up so fast. But I don't think he'd be competitive against the top guys right now, any of the top guys.
Right, we'll move on to Razvan Kajani against Efe Ajaba. Efe Ajaba, he's got a long way to
go. He looked better in this fight. His defense was better. The guy was bigger than him and had some good intention. But I saw a few things with Efe that were better with his head moving. He's still learning. You know,
I think we need to keep in mind he's a long way from being anywhere, you know, being the fighter we think is. I think it's going to take him another 2 years, about another 6 or 7 fights, you know, to get to where he needs to be. He's heading in the right direction. Obviously, he got knocked down by Kaladze, but he needs to work on, like you say, his defence.
Yes, and there were signs of improvement. But like if you look at him and Sanchez, you see the difference because of the amateur pedigree.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So he's got a ways to go. He reminds me of that fighter that Lennox Lewis knocked out in the first round, the second round, who didn't have amateur experience. It was a short fight.
Razor Ruddock.
No, not Razor Ruddock. It was an American fighter. It was a guy from the U.S. But I forget who it
Tony
was.
Tucker.
Michael.
Not
no,
Tucker.
Michael something or other.
Michael,
he got in there. They went one round. Then Lewis just saw it and went boom and put him out. Left, right, done.
You know, I can't even remember. I don't think I even watched boxing early in Lewis's career, to be honest.
Right.
So I wouldn't know.
I think it was already champion. He was a champ. I'm going to look it up and I'll tell you
about
right
93. And, you know, I really can't
I'll know
remember.
it. I know exactly who it was.
Tony Tucker. It wasn't Tony Tucker. I think it was Tony Tucker, not Tony Tucker.
No, it was before that or after that. It was, I'm looking at it right now. Frank McCall. Man, he just went through everybody, Lennox Lewis. He just, I think it was Mike Dixon. It was Mike Dixon. I don't remember. But the guy, he just walked right through him in the second round and bam. Beautiful right hand.
Mate. I didn't start watching Lewis until he beat Evander Holyfield.
Really?
No, I didn't watch him until that late. Yeah, that's when I first started watching him.
No,
so I was a bit late.
Oh, here it is. Michael Grant in 2000.
Oh, Michael Grant.
Madison,
God, yeah, I know him.
In Madison Square Garden, yeah.
Should have known that.
He, Michael Grant.
He was very. He was
And
very
I remember
hyped.
it was.
He was very hyped at the time.
Much of an amateur background. That was the thing. See, so he
He
KO'd him in the second round. Just boom, right out, man. And you saw it. I saw the trap he was laying for him.
Right.
Yeah,
Let's see
something, right?
the next subject. Helenius destroys Adam Kownacki in a shot.
Well, it wasn't. I don't know if it was a shocker. I think it was a shocker. We have both thought that Helenius was going to lose, but when I saw the size difference and the way he was holding him off, and then a couple of times he caught him and he hurt him before the knockout, I was going, wait a minute, something's going on here that I didn't expect. And Kownacki needs to know he's got to cover up after he throws. He can't just throw and not cover against a big guy like that who can punch.
I mean, definitely not. No, definitely not.
No. So, some say a good offense is a good defense, but in this case with heavyweights, it's very, very risky with anybody that can punch. And the guy was so much bigger than him too, and had longer arms. And I mean, Kownacki usually doesn't get that tired. He just keeps punching, and he has a great fighting spirit. This guy just nipped him right on the chin. And that first knockdown was called a slip, and it was no way was that a slip. It was a clean knockdown. I don't know how the ref missed that.
He just got destroyed, didn't he? I mean, I think he'll improve as a fighter. No, he'll learn from this defeat.
Well, either that or he needs to change trainers.
I think he knows what he did wrong, and I think he can correct it.
Well, let's hope so. He's marketable, but they have to be careful with him because this will tell everybody who's up there that's a really big puncher. He's wide open for the straight right once he starts throwing, There was no way he was knocking that guy out when he was in that exchange with him. It was just pure passion and emotion, the way he was exchanging. He wasn't smart. And he got caught, and then he got in big trouble.
Oh, definitely.
So he's going to need either a change of trainers, or he's going to need to listen to the guy who's training him.
Well, we've got a few more things to discuss. It's been taken from a YouTube channel called Boxing Squared. He said that Junior Farr said that he wants £1 million to fight Joseph Parker.
Okay. Why does he want £1 million? Because he thinks he'll never get another crack at money again?
No, because he thinks that obviously that Parker's such a big star, he can get an unrealistic amount of money.
So £1 million over there is worth about $1.5 million. Is that what it is over here?
$1 million
or $1.2 million
in New Zealand would be about £700,000, about £800,000 in English money.
So that's a little over $1 million.
He's pricing himself out of the fight, basically.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, why does he think he deserves that money?
Because I think he thinks he's better. He thinks he's a big star, and he thinks he's better than what he is. I mean, from what I've seen of him, he's not that good. Junior Farr, he's nothing special. He's got talent, but he's not that special.
I saw him fight too. I mean, he's a big guy, and he needs to make some noise, more noise. I'm looking up his record. I've seen him fight before. Let's see here. Junior Farr. So he's 19 fights, 10 KOs. What makes him think? I mean, he's beat Dominic Gwynn, which is not a big deal at this point. But he has nobody else that I recognize on his record. So what makes him think he deserves that kind of money? I think he's just saying, if I'm going to fight him, I want the money in case I lose.
He might as well, try and cash out.
That's my opinion.
he's going to lose before he gets a big fight. He's going to lose.
That's the only rationale that I can think of, because Parker's a much better fighter than he is.
Oh, he's in a different league.
Simple enough, right?
Yeah, but it's because of
Absolutely.
because they're both like. I think Junior Far comes from New Zealand as well. So he's Tongan, whereas Parker's Samoan. So there's a big island rivalry, and it will get crowds, but only in
exactly.
So different kind
of
I
agree.
Race of people. Right. In other news, Filip Hrgović will be fighting. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Jerry Forrest will be fighting Filip Hrgović. Jerry Forrest has had one loss, and that was to Jermaine Franklin. A split decision. I don't really rate Jermaine Franklin, so I think this will be a very short fight. Hrgović will knock him out in a few rounds.
Well, that's probably why they matched him with him. Jerry Forrest has been around, and you say he only has one loss, right? I'm looking around him right now.
But the record is terrible. His record is awful. His record is.
Well, Hrgović is such a banger. That's what I guess the whole point here is Hrgović. They want to keep building up his reel, as he's big puncher, which he is.
This Forrest guy has lost a couple of fights. He lost to Gerald Washington, Michael Hunter, and Jermaine Franklin. So he, and then the rest of his record's very padded, to say the least.
Well, April 17th, huh? We'll know in about a month what's going on here. But Hrgović should be able to get inside and bust him up and bang him out, within 5 rounds. Don't you think?
Not quicker than that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens here. But that seems pretty predictable to me.
Okay, that concludes the show today then, mate. Thank you for coming on. Let me just stop recording.
Sure.